Post-baccalaureate or post-bac programs for medical school and special master's programs are growing in popularity in the United States. Thanks to these programs, non-traditional applicants and pre-med students who had a low GPA can take the courses required for medical school admission in 1 to 2 years. So in this video, I'll tell you what post-bacs are all about, from reasons to consider a post-bac for med school and certain requirements for your application. And I'll even give you some tips on how to choose the best post-bac for you. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman, and I'm an admissions associate here at BMO. Before we get started, subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you'd like us to help you get into medical school, visit bmomedschool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video so you can navigate to the specific sections that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover. What are post-baccalaureate programs? Reasons to consider a post-bac program. What to consider when applying to a post-baccalaureate program, and post-bac application requirements. And we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for your chance to win. And we also have some stellar advice on what you'll need for a successful post-bac for medical school application. And I'll talk about that throughout the video, so make sure you don't miss it and you watch to the very end. So let's get started. What are post-baccalaureate programs? Post-bac programs are useful for students who've completed a bachelor's degree but don't feel that they're strong enough applicants to medical schools, vet schools, dental schools, or nursing schools. This can be for a variety of reasons, like having a low GPA and unmet medical school prerequisites, or needing extra time to gain valuable clinical or research experience for med school. Post-bac programs are often 1 to 2 years in length and result in either a degree, certificate, master's degree, or no additional designation. With the variability of possible designations, these programs offer both undergrad or graduate level courses. And for those with a low GPA, it may be more effective to complete an undergrad post-bac program because you'll have a better likelihood of improving your overall GPA. You can still improve your GPA by taking graduate level courses, but not all medical programs include grad level courses in their GPA calculation. So it's incredibly important to check the medical programs that you're interested in and determine if your GPA from graduate courses will be included in the calculation prior to enrolling in a grad program with the purpose of improving your GPA. There are all kinds of situations that a student interested in post-bac for medical school could be coming from. Some students enter university without even considering med school as their goal, and they may not have completed all the necessary prerequisites for med school or the MCAT. There are particular programs that are catered to those changing career directions and provide MCAT support or academic advising for medical school. And other students may come from economically or educationally disadvantaged groups or visible minorities. Be mindful that certain programs do cater to those with economic needs, with an aim to increase the visibility of diversity in med school. These programs also provide additional support in applying for medical school, including interview prep, prerequisite courses to improve your MCAT score, and application counseling. Lastly, there are others who may be considering a post-bac program to improve their GPA, and these students may require additional coursework to boost their GPA to apply to med school. There are also multiple programs across the United States that cater to career changers, some of which are associated with the medical school. These programs vary tremendously and offer a range of different topics, including nutrition, healthcare delivery, pharmacology, and pre-med programs. The programs are both undergrad and grad level and may cater to different groups who are now considering medicine. Like students who might have struggled early on in their undergrad studies but still want to pursue medicine, they can opt for their undergrad programs for the opportunity to improve their GPA. Other students who may have excelled academically but initially considered other programs, including a master's degree, may opt for the grad level post-bac for med school so that they can pursue thesis or course-based programs in their area of interest, such as medicine. This way, they can still have the opportunity to engage in shadowing hours, research, or volunteerism to achieve their med school extracurriculars. To be eligible for a postbac, your MCAT, DAT, or GRE score must be above the 40th percentile. Reasons to consider a postbac program. The most common reasons to complete a postbac for med school include: you completed a non-science bachelor program and have not met all the medical school prerequisites required by your schools of choice. For those who had other career goals and may not have considered medicine, choosing a career changer program will allow you to complete the prerequisites for medical school, have seminars on MCAT preparation and medical school applications, and may provide guidance on volunteer and shadowing experiences. All of these combined can help you accelerate your application to medical school. There are a variety of undergraduate and graduate programs to choose from and that cater to your interests. Improving a low GPA. If you don't meet the cutoffs for GPA in your schools of choice, considering an academic record enhancer program will give you the opportunity to improve your GPA. Oftentimes, there are additional sessions for MCAT prep and medical school applications, so be mindful that some medical schools do not consider graduate courses in their GPA calculation. Make sure that you double check with your schools of choice on their GPA calculation format before engaging in a grad program if your goal is to improve your GPA. Developing complementary skills and experiences to improve your med school application. Med school applications consider both academic and non-academic components in your application. Although students must demonstrate academic rigor through their GPA and MCAT, it's important to also consider the non-academic components, such as shadowing, volunteer, and research experience. Many post-bac programs provide shadowing opportunities, while others provide guidance on your application, including what might need to be enhanced. Graduate programs with a thesis component offer research opportunities that will allow you to demonstrate your analytical, collaborative, and problem-solving capabilities. It may also provide opportunities to get a medical school recommendation letter from your supervisor for med school applications. Depending on the project, you may even be able to present your work, even if preliminary, for publishing opportunities, which can be highlighted on your applications. Additional time for research or clinical-based experiences. Research can allow you to explore your career and caters well to medical school applications and careers in medicine. Grad programs with a thesis component are research-focused, may allow you to network and collaborate with others in medicine. These unique opportunities can allow you to consider your interests and might lead to further collaborations as you begin med school. Other programs, especially for those who are career changers or those from educationally or economically disadvantaged groups, also include shadowing experiences and may provide guidance on meaningful volunteer opportunities that may further increase your exposure to healthcare and medicine. More time to prepare for the MCAT. The MCAT can be a daunting experience and requires many hours of preparation prior to writing. This exam can be more difficult if you have yet to complete prerequisite courses in physics, chemistry, biology, sociology, and psychology. Career changer programs and some of the academic enhancer programs can include the prerequisite courses and may also provide some seminars on MCAT prep to best support your exam. More time to prepare your med school application. There are many components to include in your medical school application, in addition to your MCAT and GPA. Many post-bac programs support the non-academic components of your application, including extracurriculars for medical school that will bolster your application. Many programs also offer seminars on MCAT preparation for those who have not yet written their MCAT or want to improve their score, as well as medical school application seminars that outline the entire process. What to consider when applying to post-baccalaureate programs. There are many factors to consider when you're ready to select which post-bac for med school is right for you. First off, consider your individual circumstances. Do you come from a disadvantaged group or financially unstable background? You might want to consider programs that cater to your particular circumstances. Consider what your interests are. Are you interested in a research-specific program, an interdisciplinary health program, or a science program? Search for programs that meet your needs. Undergraduate versus graduate program. Undergrad programs are likely to help you improve your GPA, whereas grad postbacks may offer more nuanced research courses, as well as quality improvement or education-based projects that will help bolster your medical school application. Where do you hope to attend medical school? Becoming a student at your preferred medical school's postbac program may help your chances of acceptance, as the ADCOM members will be familiar with your candidacy when they review your medical school application. Some postbacs offer linkage programs that allow students to apply to medical school before completing their postbac program. This way, you may begin medical school immediately after completing your postbac as long as you meet the medical school requirements. Consider your current academic performance. Some postbac programs are highly competitive, thus may limit your options depending on your GPA. So make sure to check that you meet the postbac admission criteria before you apply. What is the length of your program? Most postbac programs are 1 to 2 years. Some include summer terms and others don't. When considering which program to choose, keep in mind that a 2-year postbac program will delay medical school for 2 years, but may give you additional time to improve or boost your GPA. And lastly, is it part-time or full-time? Part-time programs are less common, but they offer options of working in additional clinical experiences or tending to life circumstances. However, they limit the option for improving your GPA if that is the purpose of the postbac for med school. So it might not be as beneficial as you might think. Postbac application requirements. Given the variability of programs, including graduate and undergraduate, the postbac for med school requirements also vary quite a bit. The general requirements include having a GPA greater than 2.5, although some require GPA greater than 3.3. Your MCAT, DAT, or GRE scores greater than the 40th or 50th percentile. CASPER. Some programs require students to complete the CASPER test and other ALTIS suite components prior to applying for the postbac program. So if you haven't written CASPER yet, you should keep in mind that this exam takes time and effort to prepare for and must be scheduled ahead of time. Personal statements. Some postbac programs require students to write a personal statement similar to med school, and these can take weeks to brainstorm and write. Residency. You have to keep in mind that most programs are limited to U.S. citizens and don't accept international graduates, although some do allow for non-U.S. applicants. There are also some programs that have preferential admissions to in-state students. There are more than 270 postbac programs in the U.S., so the best way to prepare your application to postbac for med school is to check out the AAMC portal for program-specific requirements. Those are our tips for preparing a successful postbac for med school application. Check out our blog for a full list of postbac programs. I've included the link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you'd like us to help you get into medical school, check out bmomedschool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about postbacs for med schools that I didn't cover, let me know in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for your chance to win. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.